Hi, everyone. I am drinking water out of a pink cup. Why? Because I like this giant pink cup, and I like water. It's healthy for you. We're not here to talk about health, though. Not here to talk about water or pink cups. We're here to talk about what the fuck they are teasing on Flash. Holy fuck, Red Death. All right. None of you are familiar with Red Death. In the comics, that is the story where Batman, I think on Earth 52, like all his like Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, like all of his like sidekicks die. So I think he like kind of goes crazy and he kills the Flash's like villains, takes their weapons, and then takes down Flash. So because he wants to obtain speed from the Speed Force, and eventually I'm gonna kind of skip through some of the stories, so because I don't know if you guys will read the comic, I don't want to spoil it, but he takes down Flash, straps into the Batmobile, drives into the Speed Force, and obtains, the speed from the Speed Force, and becomes, the speedster Batman Red Death. So, okay, talking about this. Now, I know that, I know this might seem strange. Why would I pick Oliver Queen to be Red Death? Why not Bruce Wayne? Well, one, there's no way CW is ever going to, have Bruce Wayne. As much as we'd love it and as much in the crossover as we'd like, the Bat Signal was in there, Batman was mentioned, we probably will see him for an origin, but I doubt we will ever have Batman be Red Death. The most logical person I could think being Red Death is Oliver Queen, and here's why. One, we're having Crisis of Infinite Earths. It seems though Stephen Amell, Oliver Queen, will sacrifice himself, Although I don't think that should be done for the actor. We have a whole nother season of Arrow here, so coming, season 8, unless they end the season early. So, and I heard rumors they might be continuing it with the sister. But anyway, if we do end it with Oliver Queen, we have to remember past seasons, Oliver Queen has mentored Barry. He's been there for Barry. They're the two original guys that helped start the CW series, Arrowverse. And if he dies and Barry's been fighting his new villain, Red Death, there's going to be conflict of Oliver, let's think about it this way. What if this is an Oliver who became Red Death because it's the same Earth, but Laurel died, permanent death. What if there was no Lazarus Pit, so Thea bled out from Ra's al Ghul? The city was destroyed. He was Felicity died from Deathstroke. All those deaths permanent. And then here we have Flash with his adopted dad, Joe West. Love his wife, Iris West. Kind of, I'd want to say foster brother, Wally West. So pretty much his brother. Cisco, Kalen, like he still has all his friends. He still has his family, but Oliver Queen has lost everything pretty much to him. His friends, his family, Whereas Barry Allen still has his friends and his family, and they're still, even though Barry has lost his, his two parents from Speedsters, he's still got the family and friends. So, with that aspect, if Oliver Queen lost that much, I believe Oliver Queen would probably hate the fact that Barry, gets to have all these wonderful powers and still keep his family and friends. And another thing to add here too, they gave Stephen Amell like Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, like they've given him a lot of the Batman stories in the Arrow series. The whole Ra's al Ghul stuff, all that stuff. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him this Batman story. It wouldn't be bad too. I would totally take it if we're gonna lose Oliver Queen like next year in Crisis, and we're going to end Arrow, give me Red Death Oliver Queen. That would be an emotional turmoil on Barry because he just lost his mentor and one of his closest friends. You know, I bet they would make a good, compelling backstory for why Oliver became Red Death. I mean, I think I'm wondering also if they're going to introduce Dark Multiverse into this. I don't think they're going to because that's a whole separate thing. That's a Batman thing. You know, the rights are a little weird, especially with, you know, Fox having it, and they're going to make a movie in 2021. So, which I'm totally going to make a separate video about because I'm totally excited for that. But yeah, I mean, isn't it just insane that, you know, we just had this episode and they just pretty much just blurted out, hey, Red Death, he's in the universe. Flash fought him. Red Death killed people. You know? I find it very interesting, too, just as a side note, this is going to go more into the Flash episode review, and this is kind of off topic, but I found it interesting. Cicada doesn't return until after Flash disappears. So, very interesting. But anyway, I mean, I think Oliver Queen would be Red Death. If they're doing Red Death, and I don't think they're going to do Bruce Wayne, I think they would do Oliver Queen. They've given Arrow a lot of Batman stories. Oliver Queen has had a hard life, being tortured on an island. You know, Barry being this forensic scientist, having a wife. You know, never, you know, had to deal with the kind of shit that Oliver's had to deal with in life. And, you know, like I said, if deaths are permanent on his Earth, then he would have probably lost Felicity. You know, and I'm talking about also if he, you know, some stuff failed. Like, what if he couldn't stop Slade from killing Felicity? What if, you know, a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff opening up for this, and I'm so sure, I am confident that if they're doing Red Death, they would make Oliver Queen Red Death. I don't know who you could have better playing Red Death. That Stephen Amell is great. He's a great, you know, actor too to have do it. You know, you know, even though I don't love Arrow too much in some of their seasons, I love watching Stephen Amell. You know, I kind of watched the show for him, honestly. No matter how bad Arrow ever got, I would watch it at least for him, even though Olicity stuff tainted some of the story. By the way, I'm not an Olicity hater. I'm just saying, I notice when Olicity taints stuff, you know, I'm probably going to make a video about Olicity, getting my points across on that, you know, so when I make future videos about it, people aren't like, well, why do you hate them or whatever? Like, I don't. So, but anyway, that's pretty much my theory for Red Death. I really think Oliver Queen could be Red Death if they're doing that storyline. You know, I don't know how, you know, maybe Green Arrow gets a car and straps Barry Allen to it. Who knows? If they did that, I would forgive anything Arrow's ever done, honestly, or any show, honestly. I wouldn't care what they did ever again. If they did that storyline, I wouldn't care. They could have giant Beebos fight, you know, 10 Gorilla Grods if they wanted to afterwards. I wouldn't care. That's a crazy storyline to do. I think they can do it, and it would be just so good to do with, I think, Barry. So, because like I said, Oliver was his mentor, close friend. They both started, you know, this universe together. So I think Oliver died this season, but, you know, he's alive, but from a different Earth and became Red Death. You know, not to mention also, to adding to another fact, Green Arrow is a killer in these shows. So I don't think he is in the comics nor the animated stuff I've seen. So, but you know, he's a pretty huge killer in these shows, honestly. So we've kind of moved away from killing, although we seem to always move away from killing in the Arrow show, and then at the end of the season, we'll kill the bad guy. But anyway, yeah, that's my theory about Red Death and who, you know, Oliver becoming Red Death, because I think he will become Red Death. I really think he might. So if he doesn't become Red Death, I will be so surprised. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my theory. Comment down below what your guys' thoughts are. You know, have you read the comic? Were you shocked And did you freak out when like they blurred out, "Oh, Cicada killed more people than Red Death ever did"? Like, did you jump out of your seat in excitement? Were you just like, oh, what the fuck is Red Death? What's your theories? Comment below. Love to hear your thoughts. By the way, down in the description below, I have a link to my Twitter if you want to follow that. Also, I have a link to Patreon if you want to help out my channel. Just become a Patreon. Become a patron on Patreon. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing out the theory. Hope you have a good night.